Good afternoon, and welcome to Michigan State University's Master of Arts in Educational Technology 2019 Graduate Recognition Program here in Galway, Ireland. I'm Liz Owens-Boltz. I'm one of the coordinators of the MAET program, and I see family and friends who have made the journey to be with us here in Galway, and I want to extend a sincere thank you for being with us today. I also know that we have friends out in the audience virtually who are joining through our live stream, and I want to thank them for being here as well. This is a special day for our graduates and represents the culmination of hard work and perseverance. Let's have a round of applause for the graduates and all of the hard work they've put in during this program. Before we recognize the graduates, I would like to thank a few instrumental people for their help and assistance in making the MAET Overseas program possible. First, I would like to thank Chris Sloan. Chris serves as our MAET Overseas Student Life Coordinator and is a key to our experiences here in Galway. From finding the best restaurants in town to organizing day trips and overnight trips, there is no detail too small for him to pay attention to. Thank you, Chris, for a wonderful summer of adventures here and in and around Galway. I would also like to thank Dean Bob Floden and Department Chair Carrie Rosseth for their continual support of the MAET program. As you all know, administrative support is integral to the success of all educational endeavors, and we are tremendously lucky for their trust and support. On the local front, I'd like to thank Olivia McBride, the conference coordinator here at NUI Galway, for her support in facilitating our experience here. We would also like to thank the staff at Goldcrest Village, especially Carl and Maura, for their responsiveness in making your stay as comfortable as possible. I would also like to thank Cormac Staunton for setting up the live stream so your families and friends can virtually join us in this celebration. There are a few other people in this room who have dedicated their time, talent, and energy to all of us this summer. Allison, Chris, Sean, and I will add especially Candace. Every summer, our instructors work hard to create learning experiences that expose you to cutting-edge ideas and tools. We push you out of your comfort zones, and we are thankful for their guidance in helping you explore, create, and share. With this, I would like to turn things over to the instructors as they have prepared a few words for the graduates. Please help me in welcoming Year 1 instructor Chris Sloan as we look back on the journey of the graduates.
Okay, well, it's been a wonderful journey with you all. And I speak for Allison when I say that we've known some of you for 3 years, we've known some of you for 2 years, some of you we just met this summer. But, it's been wonderful all along. And so I've gotten to know you all through trips and teaching and also the Y Wednesdays, a little counseling, and they counseled me, I should say, and our barbecues. So I want to share now some of the things, some memories that Allison and I put together for you. Start with Christine. Got to know Christine through the barbecues and the Y Wednesdays and some other events there. And I learned that she's finally headed to a school that she's looking forward to. Like, they appreciate her passion. And I think if you match her passion with the energy that we've all come to know, you know that those students are in for a good, solid, wonderful learning experience. We heard from her Year 1 hybrid instructors, Kyle and Missy, and they remember particularly, we have an activity called TPAC, Cooking with TPAC, which is where students are given tools and they have to make a meal. And she was given the tool of a cheese grater to make a cheese board, if I got that right. Yeah. And so they just wanted to say they admired your perseverance. That said a lot about you. I know Sarah through some of the trips and the barbecues. I have to say, as a bit of a photographer myself, I appreciate her dedication to the craft, because there would be often times where on Clare Island she slipped, she went over the horizon there and near a cliff, but she wanted to get that shot, and she was out there dedicating to that art. And on the slippery shores of a seaweed-strewn Shannon River, she went down there. We were on the tour above, and all of a sudden, where's Sarah? Oh, she's down there trying to get that shot. So we appreciate her selfie skills, came in handy, her calligraphy, and her year one instructors, Kyle and Missy again, said that they remember that you had a network learning assignment, and it was to make a dress, and they remember the stunning dress that you actually wore to class on the last day. Yeah. So Allison and I, you all know, but not everybody knows, there's an assignment in year one. It's called the PQCQ, and it's the passion quotient and the curiosity quotient. And the idea there is that your IQ gets you places, but in today's world where things change so fast, you've got to have passion quotient and curiosity quotient if you're going to be the kind of people who are leading the change in the world that we need today. And so we went back, Allison and I went back and looked at all your old PQCQs, because that's the last thing people do in their year one program. And Annalise was this outstanding piece about, it was a time lapse of her with cartoon bubbles about the role of questioning, and in the end there was confetti. So if you know anything about her, confetti is a big part of her props, that's for sure, so props on that. She agreed today that really we should all have more confetti in our lives. But in there she wrote, a question can lead to more questions. A question can open your eyes to what's causing you to question it. It can take a long time to answer. A question can make you realize new things about yourself. And we think that passion and that questioning is going to continue to do wonderful things for all the people you work with. Emily is so student-centered that we remember 3 years ago, her PQCQ project was a children's book. Remember that? Yeah. Children's book, and it was based on Warren Berger's A More Beautiful Question. And it warmed our hearts, with just the story and the characters, and it was a message about finding your passions and strengths. And the main character, if I remember right, it was a small clock, and he or she was looking for what makes him tick. So, clock, tick, yeah. Again, it was just this engaging story that was just like, we couldn't forget it. B did her PQCQ on the winding path that took her to us here. And she was going to be an archaeologist. She was an Air Force ROTC, accepted into law schools, and chose teaching. And in hers, I think there's some memorable words that's worth repeating here. In a rapidly changing world, there really isn't a step-by-step map. The best you can do is have a good compass to guide you. The ones who understand that and embrace that are the ones who are going to have the greatest adventures. So thanks for reminding us about that. Jay, in his reflection, such a kind person, and is really a guide for his students. And his quote that stands out, I want to encourage students to want to ask beautiful questions and to not be afraid to let their passions and curiosities take them on exciting journeys. I want to continue to ask these empathetic questions. And Jay continues his journey from Thailand now to be teaching in Germany. So, on a journey himself. Brian, for his PQCQ, wrote that he wants his students to take risks. So what he did was, he made a poster that, among other things, there was a poster that hangs on his wall, and this is the message that he gives to his students. It reads, I promise to come to class and not be afraid to fail. And this is called, by the way, the Williams Creed. I will challenge myself each and every day. I will be there to support one another every day. I will be there to support each other through good times and bad. I know that I can succeed and will succeed. I will love myself. I will never give up. That's a nice creed. Sorry. So in sum, all these year one teachers, we year one teachers want to congratulate all you educators, because all of that I just read shows everybody as a risk-taking, talented, curious, creative, flexible, passionate, wise, loving bunch of educators. And I think your schools, and especially your students, are lucky to have you. And Allison and I just wanted to say that it was an honor to be part of your journey.
To help you remember some of those fond memories from year one, just give you a minute to drink those in. Oops, sorry, did you get that? Yeah, you got it? Okay, good. Yeah, no worries. So my name is Sean Sweeney, and I have had the pleasure of teaching year 2, and this year dabbling a bit in year 3. And the beauty of MAET and the Overseas program is that our students take a variety of paths to get to this particular day. And so some of you I had this year as year 2s, some of you I had last year as year 2s. And some of you were year 2s online because you weren't able to join us last year, and we missed you deeply. But with those paths, each year we provide a different experience. Now, sure, we try and make all days seem like, playful fun and gaming. I mean, Emily particularly loved the days that we went out to the docks and were cutting cardboard for multiple hours for the second year in a row. But other times it can feel a little bit like a wild goose chase. This is a picture of last year's year 2 students, and you'll see 3 familiar faces within that group. And these students, as part of their work, were developing a learning experience. So in year 2, we focus on leadership, research, and learning in a variety of contexts, or the importance of context in your learning. And so the experience that they took on as leaders was to design something for their MAET colleagues out and about in Galway. And so they created a goose chase where they had the MAET students and instructors learning within the environment of Galway. So kind of exploring the idea that good learning doesn't always have to happen within 4 walls of a school. And if we really push our thinking, sometimes it's even better outside of those, right? This year we changed it up a little bit. I'm sorry, she's not loving the picture, I apologize. But it just shows your passion, right, of what we're talking about. And so this year we changed things up a bit. And I love what it says about you, just kind of your presence and that you're a confident leader and how you share with others. And so this year they were leading cross shares to get an experience in their leadership. And so this is Sarah kind of helping people think about the technology in our world around us. And then, and so again, so three weeks that the year 2s did this. So instead of creating experiences outside of the classroom, we were instead leading the cross shares, but they were bringing in their learning from other places. So with the research and engaging around that, Here you can see Christine is kind of helping push their thinking and asking those important questions about, have you thought as deeply about this as you really could? And so, yeah, so it's a good thing to see. And then Brian up front, and again, this was a collaborative experience that they all had and you guys got to witness. But just bringing each one of them their passions to the way that they shared their learning from their year 2 experience to the rest of the MAET students. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Candace, and she's going to talk a little bit about their year 3 experience.
Well, if you ask the students who are in year 3, we've been working on succinctly communicating our messages to elevate the power of them. So I will be a little bit more brief, but I promise you just as strong. Oh. Okay. So, in year 3, Annalie, Bernadette, Emily, and Jay have explored creativity and design while reflecting on their next steps as educational leaders. As you walked by the year 3 classroom and observed the colorful artifacts on the walls and the imaginative prototypes on the desks, what you didn't see was everything happening in the background, which was the immense thought that went into everything that was created, the critical lenses that were being applied, and the iterative process. Let's take a moment to view some of these results of this process from these creative designers. Here you see a list of over 50 tangible artifacts that were produced in year 3 this summer. This does not include all of the iterations of ideas that came before this final physical artifact. We have designed and created in our mental spaces, in draft form, and through multiple mediums. I'd like to take a minute to honor the process and highlight the quality of the work that was produced in year 3 by sharing the cinemagraphs that year 3 students created to highlight a concept within their big idea this summer. So as you take a look at these cinemagraphs, which have some motion, think about what message can you see. This is Jay's. Ooh. Bernadette's. Annalise, please note the confetti. And Emily's. J, M, B, and Annalie. It has been a joy to laugh with you, to brainstorm with you, and to think about the possibilities for education with you. The field of education is so much better with each of you in it. Your work literally speaks, moves, and buzzes for itself. All of our friends and our guests may be wondering what's ahead for education as we look forward with leaders like you in our schools. I'd like to leave you all with this last thought from the year 3 students themselves. We must make an intentional shift from teaching students what to learn to teaching them how to learn. This includes equipping our students with the literacy skills and strategies necessary to understand the constantly changing online landscape. As our students develop this digital fluency, we create the 21st century democracy of tomorrow. This new citizenry will be shaped by a generation of compassionate and critical individuals who understand how to meaningfully engage with each other and their global greater community. Now that's an education system that I want to be a part of. So we've looked back and we're thinking about looking forward with these visions. So what's next? Now it's time to zoom in and zoom out. Upon graduation, we hope that all of our new graduates have a new perspective, and that as you zoom in on challenges and opportunities that arise in your context, you zoom out to gain a new perspective. You just might be surprised with what you find. Now, I know what you're thinking. We do a lot of photoshopping in year 3, but I can guarantee you this is 100% real. Sparty wanted to wish all of our graduates congratulations. He's rooting for you, and we're all rooting for you. And once they saw how much fun Sparty was having wishing you a congratulations, we have some other special guests who would like to say congratulations. So those are our hybrid students who are currently wrapping up their last day on campus and going into the online portion of their studies. Some of you have participated in that experience as well. So at this time, I'd like to turn it to Allison Keller, one of our Year 1 instructors, to announce the graduates.
It is now our honor to introduce the graduates. We are here to celebrate each of them for who they are and how they will continue to impact their students and communities, so please do not hold your applause. Bernadette Becerro is a high school social studies teacher in Dearborn, Michigan. She is a reflective educator who ensures her students engage in democracy rather than just learn about it. She will guide students to build from the past and shape their futures, and make them laugh along the way. Congratulations, Bernadette. Jay Dalton is a learning support and inclusion teacher in Hamburg, Germany. Jay is an inquisitive connector who cares about building relationships and giving learners the skills they need to lead fulfilling lives. He will help students find their path and set goals to move forward. Congratulations, Jay. Christine Houle is an 11th grade English language arts teacher in Detroit, Michigan. Christine is a passionate teacher with a global mindset and sense of adventure. She will engage learners of all backgrounds and help them build their brightest futures. Congratulations, Christine. Sarah Hunt is a 2nd grade teacher in Hazlet, Michigan. Sarah is a generous and giving educator who is committed to growth, both for her students and herself. She will help students progress academically while sparking their creativity and ensuring they feel connected to the classroom community. Congratulations, Sarah. Annalie Kress is a digital age learning coordinator in Milan, Italy. Annalie is a visionary leader who models commitment, playfulness, creativity, and heart. She will encourage students and colleagues to design and create in thoughtful and novel ways. Congratulations, Annalie. Emily Tribbett is a first grade teacher in Glenview, Illinois. Emily is an imaginative intellect who brings love and joy to her students and professional community. She will support students to be better thinkers and better humans and empower them to share their voice. Congratulations, Emily. Brian Williams is a 10th grade world history teacher in Chicago, Illinois. Brian is an enthusiastic student advocate who brings world history to life while connecting it to his students' lives. He will teach with positivity and passion to foster strong and lasting relationships with learners. Congratulations, Brian.
Graduates, we are extraordinarily proud of your achievements. While this is not an official university ceremony, it is a chance for us to recognize your incredible accomplishment. As recognition of your achievement, please turn to the crowd to celebrate. And at this time, please move your tassel to the right to mark the occasion. Congratulations! Congratulations, MAET Overseas Class of 2019. The graduates will shortly recess outside for pictures, and we will gather at 6 o'clock p.m. at 56 Central for our closing dinner.
Hey guys.
Thank you all very much for coming. We'll see you at 6 o'clock at 56 Central.